uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans of his earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too, welcome back to channel. And today's video is proudly sponsored by PUBG Mobile, and they've allowed me to do a video today on positions of power, spots that you can go to on the map that are going to absolutely give you an edge on your opponents, give you a greater opportunity to win chicken dinners, and help you to win gunfights and see what's going on. And the first one I'm going to talk about here is the Three Trees ridgeline of El Azahar. Gee, it's very poetic. It rolls right off the tongue, but it's also one of the most amazingly, fantastically dominating spots you can get on the map. And if the circle shifts to here, I have won multiple games just because people cannot get up the bloody mountain. And yet, it's not just a peak. It's not just a ridgeline. There's also a natural bowl shaped into it. If you look at it from here, you can see how it dominates the surrounding terrain. A lot of these positions are going to feature commonalities, and the main one you're going to see is height. Anywhere that's really, really high is a huge advantage. Getting overlook on people allows you to dictate the terms of play. But you should probably know that this spot is very coveted. A lot of people will push here. And these particular areas that I'm talking about can be hard to cover off as a solo. You've got to be very proactive and moving around all the time, because if you don't, you will get people creeping up on you. But that's okay, because the El Azahar ridgeline, Three Trees, is built for this kind of maneuvering. One of the other beautiful features of PUBG Mobile that I really love is bowl-shaped areas. So not only is this a very tall ridgeline, it's also a natural bowl on the top, which allows you to get a really good overlook and decide when you want to poke and shoot, which is a lot easier in third person, obviously, but it works just as nicely for FPP. This is, without doubt, a must go to position when the circle shifts anywhere near here. It's a place that dominates the skyline and is incredibly difficult to push. It's not that it can't be done, it's just that it gives the defenders a huge advantage. And if you do end up getting up here, it's not just about the kills. And a lot of these positions are far more than just killing zones. What they are positions that allow you to gather information on what's going on around you without taking any real risks. And El Azahar is a big urban complex, but you can see circles moving in, zones hard shift, and everyone's coming out and running around, explosions, all going on. This is a spot to take it all in. Now we're going to have a look at my favorite spot on Miramar, and this is the Twin Peaks. It's slightly to the north and west of Power Grid, basically between Power Grid, Monta Nuevo and El Pozo. It's got the most ridiculous overlook on the entire map, and the zone hardly ever shifts here, but when it does, wow, can you have a good time. You can access it by going up the sides of one of the mountains in any kind of vehicle. Just follow it around. It does eventually lead you all the way up to the top, and this absolutely stunning view. You can see that's Power Grid out there to the southeast. To the northwest, you have El Pozo, and Monta Nuevo is directly behind you to the southwest. Make sure you have an 8X or something like that up here, although to be honest, if the zone shifted here, you could hold it with a revolver. Like, it's really, really, really hard to get up here if you don't have a vehicle and a free run. Once someone is around, it's just like, how can you drive a car up a mountain without a squad absolutely rinsing you? And if you've got two people up here, you can take turns. Just as long as one of you's knocked, you can get him up really, really easily. It's just a joke. It's one of the best spots in the entire game. And it's very, very hard to beat people when they're on top of a mountain and able to overlook you like this. It's kind of feels a little bit cheaty, but it's one of my favorites, and it is my favorite, really. And it's one of the silliest ones because there's no way a car should be able to get up here. Maybe one day they'll patch it. I don't know. Wouldn't hold your breath. It seems pretty funny. Poor grub. Just absolutely broken. Now we're going to have a look at something that not a lot of people talk about. This is the area outside of Gatka, south of George Pole, and there is a huge radar tower here. Now, or radio antenna, whatever you want to call it. And again, it's a natural bowl. Now, the difference with this one is it's not so much that it's very, very elevated. It's not so much that it is extraordinarily high. It's the fact that it has such an incredibly large overlook. There are lots of places that have higher mountains than this, or ridges or hills, but this thing has just a 360-degree view of a massive space. Again, this is one that is hard to hold solo unless you are proactive. You've got to keep moving around the edges and scanning, because if you don't, people can push you. There are lots of wheat bales and fields and all kinds of things, but it sees 3 or 4 different compounds that it can access via long-range sniper action. You can see there's compounds on all sides, and anyone with an ARM can just do the most ridiculous amount of carnage from this spot. It's brilliant for holding people out. They have to come in and advance over very, 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 very tough terrain. And grass doesn't render from out that far, which is just brutal. So if you've got people who are having gunfights at any of the compounds near you, great. And if they want to push you, they've got to really do it effectively in a vehicle, and that's just so hard to do. Pushing this kind of a spot in a vehicle is like, yeah, good luck. It's no guarantees, and there's no way that you can say that you won't ever get pushed here or you won't ever get killed here. But for me, this is one of the most game-breaking spots. And again, it's a natural bowl on top of an elevated position. It's in a natural choke point for the map, and I held that guy out for so long, the poor grub. He just had to finally come in the blue, and, you know, what are you going to do? I have 2 more spots to show you. One of them is very short and is more about the fact that it's a key tactical position, but the other is very much all about killing. Now, this is the slaughterhouse, the squad house that is just to the east of George Pol, which is one of the hottest drops on the entire Erangel map. It's a squad house that is perfectly positioned to take advantage of a number of natural factors with the terrain. Anything that happens on the hill behind you, that huge ridgeline there, which is incredible, you know, that gets so many people rolling up onto it, is available for your business. And there are 2 bridges that absolutely funnel anyone on the north end of the map rotating through. So you can get guys coming across this bridge in their vehicles and just go to town on the sprays. With a squad in here, it's super tough to push. It's really hard to push unless you get so many squads around it that they just can't peek the windows. But that bridge right there is very, very busy. Lots of people rotating in and out from Rojok and the back end of Saveni, anywhere in ruins. Like, it just gets so much business. This place, late game, final circle, it's good. It's like any other squad house, but in terms of actually picking up kills, it's amazing. And then we go to George Pol crates themselves. Sometimes George Pol crates will be featured to the mid-late game, and then the zone will hard shift away to the east. And when that happens, you are uniquely situated across a massively wide open plain to take advantage of that kind of behavior. These guys in George Pol are looted up to the eyeballs, but you take the wheels out on any of the cars there, and even if they do have a vehicle and they have to rotate through you, you're going to get a good chance at a long, big spray down. So for me, this slaughterhouse is an absolute must go to when the map shifts somewhere up here towards crates. It's also a great place to rotate to after Georgia Pol if there's no one in here, because obviously it's got cars, it's got gear. It's even a nice place to drop early game. You can drop here, sometimes get a 6x or an 8x and actually go to town on people fighting. You just third party everyone that's sitting in George Pol. I have had so many high kill games, and especially with the ARM. I mean, you can see a lot of these videos are with big dog sniper rifles because these are positions that lend themselves to that kind of gameplay. And airdrops on the hill behind this place, absolutely gorgeous. The next one that I'm going to show you is not so much about the killing potential, although you can get games there that are solid. It's more about the fact that one of the hardest zones on Erangel is a zone that switch hits between the military base island and the mainland itself that will have a toe in either camp, so to speak. So you're never sure whether you should try to get to Mill Base Island, stay on the mainland, or vice versa. where the beach house comes in. This is the compound that runs directly along the beach that you can see to the southwest, and it overlooks a whole lot of spawns where boats and various other watercraft like jet skis will pop, and you can control one of the most valuable resources on the map. It also allows you to shred squads that are coming in on boats as well. And it's got a great roof overlook that you can use to get a lot of information on people surrounding you as they contract in on the circle. It's far enough away that they can't get you from the ridgelines or the compounds at either end of the beach. You won't render in, although you've got to be careful with your vehicle because the wheels can get shot out of that from the ridgeline high up on the hill to your direct west. It's one of my favorite spots on the map in terms of tactical value. Not great in terms of just farming kills like the slaughterhouse just outside of George Pole, but this place is absolutely brilliant if you've got to go rotate late to Millbase Island. And across from it is a very, very easy landing spot with a little single-story house and a great beachhead. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It was a lot of fun to make because obviously these are places that I go all the time anyway, and really, really enjoy whomping people from. If you liked it, please like the video and leave a comment below and let me know, and maybe I'll do some more with Vikendi spots or Sanok spots, or maybe even some more Erangel and Miramar secret locations that I really, really dig. Until next time, look after yourselves, and as always, stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.